Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to another video, and in this one, I'm going to share with you guys one of my favourite loadouts for the SG552 assault rifle, one of the most entertaining and fun guns to use in the game, 900 rate of fire, and it basically acts as an SMG. It's kind of like the assault rifle that almost fills that role or somewhere in between the assault rifle and the SMG. So I'm going to make this as snappy and quick as possible. I'm going to give you guys two different loadouts here, one that focuses on control and stability to get those more far off range targets, and then another one that focuses more on control and handling if you want a bit of the snappy CQB gameplay. Alright, so let's come straight into modify, and let's just take all the attachments of the weapon. I'll show you guys how I like to set it up and think about the weapon setup in general. The Night Heavy Barrel here is going to give you more range and control, so I would say at least, you definitely want to take that one. Then we get access to all of these little panels that we can put on the side here, and we're going to start off by putting the Ranger handguard on all of these. So these are going to give you one control each. You're not necessarily going to keep all of these as Ranger handguards, but I always like to start off by doing this. So we're going to make sure to put it on all of the slots here where you can put a laser. Those can also have the panels in there. There we go. Let's make sure we've got an optic on there. I like to go with the panoramic red dot sight, but you guys can, of course, pick whichever you want. And we also want to go with the 45 round magazine. Some weapons you can't get away with the largest magazine without losing a lot of control. For this one, it's not really too bad here. The worst thing is losing the 5 handling. So for me, that's a no-brainer. Make sure you put your mag assist on there as well for the extra handling. And from here on out, I like to start by going for the muzzle attachment. Now, if we take a quick look at the stats for this weapon, we can see that there is a considerable amount of horizontal recoil here. This game in Delta Force, there isn't really any spread to the weapon, so as long as you can control the recoil, you can pretty much make any weapon a laser beam across the map. So really, as we can control the vertical recoil, the one we want to concentrate on reducing is the horizontal. At least that's how I like to think about things. So if we go take a look at the weapon like this, it's okay, but once you get to the 50-meter range there, I mean, you guys can see that side-to-side wiggle. Not great. So let's back out of the firing range here. And the muzzle attachment I like to take is this one here, the Bastion Horizontal Compensator. In particular, it reduces horizontal firing stability, firing camera stability, and horizontal control. It's going to buff all of those things. You are going to lose 2 handling, but that's absolutely fine. Let's put that on there. And then for the foregrip, I do the same thing. I take the K1 Elite Bevel foregrip. If you want to get rid of vertical recoil, you can take the Resonant Ergonomic Grip or the RK0 grip here. You can also take the Secret Order Bevel foregrip. That's going to do the same thing, but you get 1 more control, but you lose 1 handling. For this build, I find the K1 Elite is going to give us plenty of control here, so that's the one that I use. And then we're going to come into calibrate. Now for the optic, this is personal preference. I like to set these both all the way down so I don't get any zoom in. For the barrel, I like to put these both all the way up. That's going to give you more muzzle velocity, more firing stability. You're going to lose some ADS speed and some ADS movement speed, so handling traits. But really, because there's so much peeking in this game and holding corners, handling and ADS speed, I have discovered, doesn't matter as much as I thought it first did. And then same thing here on the grip. We're going to go for some extra control and some stability when moving at the cost of ADS speed and ADS movement speed. ADS movement speed, like, it's nice, but it's not really a big deal. You can also do things like jumping around corners a little bit to increase your movement somewhat, but having that plus 4% extra control just all the time is really, really nice. So now if we go and check this out in the firing range, you're going to notice that I was able to kill that second guy there at 50 meters way easier. And let's try the 100-meter guy. Like, we just got him, but there was still some sway there. So at this point, you've got to ask yourself, do you want to now go and give the weapon more handling? Are you happy with the recoil? Or do we want to go and reduce this horizontal recoil here even more? You can see that it's looking pretty nice already. So for me, I'm going to say that I'm like almost happy with this. I am going to go ahead and equip the AR Heavy Tower Grip, which is fast becoming my favorite grip in the game. I didn't realize this at first, but you'll notice here that this gives you a special grip mount. So if you equip this, you can then equip this grip base here, And this one will cost you some handling, but it gives you a lot of stability and some control as well. Then we're going to come into calibrate, and we're going to do the exact same thing here. Turn both of these up, get some extra control, get some extra stability when moving. Now, when it comes down to the stock, at this point, I think the recoil of this weapon on the horizontal plane here has been reduced so much. You can see that it's only at 0.36 of the original recoil, and even the vertical is at 0.66, so it's only 2/3 of what it originally was. Really compensating for that recoil is no problem at all. You just pull down on the mouse. It's no big deal, and this weapon, even though it has 900 rate of fire, has pretty much now become a laser beam. So what do we want to do then with the grip slot? Well, you can, if you want, go for even more control and stability. The UR Spec Ops Tactical stock is a good choice for that, but it is going to cost you some handling. I, for this setup, like to go with the MRGS skeleton stock, more handling and more stability, just to bring that up a little bit there at the cost of some hip fire accuracy. So let's go ahead and install that. Let's go to calibrate here. For this one, firing stability at the cost of ADS speed is going to be what we want there. On this plane, aiming stability while breathing is not as good because you only get it while you're holding your breath, right? Which is not all of the time. So actually, I prefer to turn this down and get a little bit of ADS movement speed back. If you guys want to keep that at default or turn that all the way up, you are more than welcome to do so. And that is pretty much the first build, guys. This is going to concentrate on control and stability, and it just really, like, turns this gun into a laser beam. I mean, that's 100 meters over there with a 900 rate of fire weapon. Can we get this guy? You can even get the guy at 150 meters there with one little burst. Not really the kind of weapon that you want to take to a 150 meter firefight, but I digress. Now, if you want to slightly reduce the control, maybe you want a little bit more handling. So at the moment for handling, we're at 371 milliseconds, which is not bad. I try to aim between 350. 400 is an absolute maximum for me. Any more than that, and the weapon becomes almost too sluggish. But if we want to get this down around 300 milliseconds, it's pretty simple. Let's go back into modify here, and all we're going to do is change out all of the ranger handguards here for the DD Python handguard, which is going to give us one handling instead of one control. So just hit all of these up here. There's that one, and make sure you get every slot, because it's very easy to not realize that a lot of these laser slots actually have these available. So boom, now we've got all of the Python ones on there. And then I like to go and change out the stock. Instead of taking the skeleton stock here, let's just unequip that. We can go for, where is it, the core. The core rail stock I find is pretty nice here. It's not going to reduce your stability, it's not going to reduce anything else, but it is going to give you a little buff there to control and handling. So let's come back into calibrate here. Let's put that back up just like before, and that down, giving us a little bit more ADS speed. Now if we go and check the stats for this weapon, we're down to about 300 well, exactly 307 milliseconds here. So handling is going to be a little bit better here. It's not lightning fast. It's not like an SMG. But for me, I don't really feel like I need anything faster than 300 milliseconds. I would far more prefer to put those stats into control and stability and just be able to take out targets at these sorts of ranges. It's just, for me, that is the way you should be kitting out weapons in Delta Force. Some of my other guides have concentrated more on handling and control rather than stability, but I've since come to learn that handling and fast ADS speeds in this game just don't really matter a whole lot. It's not like Call of Duty in that way, where you're just running and gunning and jumping around corners. There is much more head glitching on boxes, you know, peering around the side of them, trying to get all of these different angles, and for that sort of thing, stability and control is really going to be your friend. So I'm going to leave both of the codes for the gun down in the description. If you guys want to just paste them in there, you of course going to need all of the attachments unlocked for this weapon first. But let me know how you get on, guys. And also, if there's another weapon that you would like to see a guide on, let me know in the comment section down below as well. I can certainly cover that. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.